Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo.
We have to do something about it. It's not about whether it's actually quite stupid to go and buy yourself a fancy car in a land like this. It doesn't make sense. A car anyways is a liability, it's not an asset. You understand? We've got to do something about our country. And only people who are genuinely rooted in Christ will be able to deliver on God's purposes for this nation. Does he have a purpose for it? Of course. Look at the amount of resources he has put in Nigeria. Look at the resilience of the Nigerian. Look at how Nigerians are succeeding everywhere in the world, whether they left Nigeria 400 years ago or left Nigeria on a plane 50 years ago. They excel. We're at the top of the treasury in the United States. We're at the top of the World Bank. The list is very long in all the sciences and in all the arts. So the problem is not Nigerians. It is Nigeria and its constitution. The document upon which we were formed was a few soldiers who put it together and their surrogates. And that's what's supposedly holding us together. The foundation is that document. And if that foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? We've got to go back to the foundation. The next administration must not access power until we have a veritable constitution that is...
No. Hello there. Good evening to you, good morning, or good afternoon to you from wherever you're watching from. Everything good, top of the moment to you and your household. Thank you so much for joining me again tonight. And if you have read the caption of the broadcast, you can also make your own contribution accordingly, okay? At some point, we might try to take few calls if we have the time tonight. We have received the report, which we are yet to really confirm. But the verified part is that there is an effort of moving Buhari out of London anytime soon, either to get him back to Nigeria or move him to Saudi Arabia, simply because of, you know why? Because of the endless daily protest and daily the expression of a displeasure of Buhari's inefficiency, incompetency, selfishness, and self-centeredness that makes him abandon his own duty just to come around here and relax. So we made it more uncomfortable for him around here. And the plan now is to get him completely out of the UK. No, ordinarily it's 14 days, it's almost ending anyway. Okay. So, which means expectedly, you would expect him to leave, right? But there was a plan to extend that when they felt like his travel plans, his stay has been disrupted. It was meant to be 2 weeks. Maybe it wasn't. It wasn't meant to be 2 weeks. Whatever it was, it's been disrupted. Now they have other plan. Although they are telling us that he is back in Nigeria, but that is the situation that those who still believe in Nigeria have to live with. Where's your president? Is he dead? Is he alive? In order to prove that, there is a body called the presidency, which has Garbage Shehu and Femi Oponu-Adesina as the first and the second clown in charge of the presidency. Do you understand that now? So they have to bring him out once in a while just to prove that he is alive. And yeah, normally, let's be honest, normally, whenever Buhari is in London, to prove that he is alive, his best friend, you remember that Archbishop of Canterbury, Archbishop, I can't remember his name, but you can help me, right? He would have visited him by now. They would have, shared some pictures of him meeting Buhari, but they haven't given that picture yet to the Buharidins and the Buharididins. But they have to live with it. Is he alive? Is he dead? Is he fine? People are, in fact, the Buhari idiots, as we call them, the Buhari idiots, they have become so paranoid, right? They have grown this type of paranoia, even though themselves, they are worried. In their own worry, they have to imagine the worst and then push it on those that are asking question of where is Buhari? Where is Buhari? Where in they? Where come and talk? Come out here. Do you understand? I was in London. You all saw that. I was in London asking him to come out, shouting him, Buhari, come out, come out. But when you meet a Buhari idiot, what I am doing is that I am trying to show that I hate Buhari. Why should he come out? Meanwhile, in his own inner mind, he too wants to have a president, somebody he can call a president that talks to them, that talks to their fear, and then allay their fear, build confidence and all of that. But since Buhari is a lifeless, selfish mannequin, right? The Buhari idiots have decided to develop a paranoia. Things they believe that those asking for Buhari are thinking. Maybe those who are asking for Buhari are asking because they believe that Buhari is dead. If Buhari is not dead, put Buhari inside one room. This Buhari put him inside one room and put some of us bloggers, so they call us vloggers, whatever you want to call us. Put me inside that room. Put everybody there. No soldier, nobody, nothing. Put Buhari there. We'll do live video, 2 hours. So if I ask for that, just to show that, is this the Buhari? An average Buhari idiot to feel like I am doing that because I either wanted to show that he is dead, or because I want him dead. But in his own inner mind, he wanted a Buhari that talks to them, but he will never get one. So as everybody is waiting, where's Buhari? Where's Buhari? All of us are talking about what we know. Abi, to the Buhari idiot, we are saying all of these things because we don't like Buhari. Of course, we don't like him. I don't like him. But does not liking him make my probing, questioning, and exposés makes them illegitimate? Of course not. Do you get that now? That's the concept. It's a form of paranoia. They are waiting for them to just share a picture, just something, so that they can see something to feel happy and say, see, Baba is just enjoying himself. Right now, an average Buhari idiot that hasn't seen Buhari for the past 2 weeks, he or she is also waiting to see something, video, anything, just Buhari, just anybody, anything. Is that a country that anybody should be a patriot of, patriotic of Nigeria? You are lying to yourselves. Nobody knows where he is. So currently, we have an idea what they want to do. It is either they're moving back to Nigeria any moment from now, or Saudi Arabia straight. You know, Ramadan has started. They can arrange what is called lesser Hajj. Buhari wanted to go to Mecca to go and pray. Lesser Hajj. I think they organized that during Ramadan. Don't we? I think So they will work something out. That is very certain. We know that. Okay. But what we don't know is, where is he now? He is not in Wellington Hospital. Nobody knows. Even the Buhari idiot, like I said, nobody knows. But normally we would have seen pictures of this bishop, Bishop of Archbishop of Canterbury, Welby. I think that's his name, Archbishop Welby. They said he's Buhari's longtime friend. Whenever he's in London, to make it look like, to prove that he is alive. Do you understand that now? So we'll come back to that. The other part is that there is a breaking news. I don't know if it is April Fool, because since May 29, the 29th of May 2015, a clown took over the reign of government and took over the lives of all Nigerians. And since then, he's been playing a fool on everyone. And everyone who tries to challenge that is put down like a condemned dog. That is exactly what it is. But the news came out, and the news was APC, Egbekegbe. They have zoned their next presidential position to the south. So they have now thrown it. According to them, don't take it. It's like whatever promise they give to you, I just have something to say about it. That is why I picked that up tonight. Because I told you, you see all this general awareness, agitation, whatever you want to call it, Oduduwa Republic, Biafra, and all of this awareness going on right now. They know that they are happening and they have planned for it, right? However, for 2023, they believe that since they control everything, and they also control the fact that they have also managed to weaponize poverty to these states all across the country. Don't be too disappointed when you see some of your brothers, sisters who are in the struggle for a better working country of their own, right? When you begin to see them become the champion of 2023, when you ask them, they will tell you they have their reasons. They will tell you that they have only been buying time. You will see through the same charade that's always bring everybody back to the same zero. So don't be too disappointed, because somebody like me, I've seen enough. And I can tell you, the whirlwind of 2023, when they begin in real pali, in oju pali, that means when they begin it in the real sense of it, it will be like, are these not the same people asking for Oduduwa Republic? Where are this crowd coming out from? How come they are now shouting that it is either Tinubu or anything? What is going on? I won't be surprised because it is going to happen. Now, they have thrown the bowl 2023 to the south. They said, which is quite right. If Nigeria want to remain a country, Nigeria and all the regions in Nigeria should at least cede power to the Igbos. If that would start the true and the realest reconciliation, yes, the political class are contemplating that. But at the same time, they are attaching conditions to it. Do you understand? Listen to this again. The political class knows the mood of the entire countries inside Nigeria. They know. That is why those who want to keep Nigeria one, they are also devising means of appealing to the people that you have been appealing to, never to be part of all this nonsense in Nigeria. The more they try to force them into election, the more they come back to the same zone again. 0 points. These people you are talking to right now, politicians knows you are talking to them. Nigerian politicians knows that they are the same people they are going to talk to about 2023. The only difference is this. You are telling them what will be the end result if they listen to politicians. It will become the same thing. They know it. They believe you. But when the politicians come, they are not going to tell them the same lie again and again, just like that. They are going to back it up with the same thing that the people you are convincing today know about. That is why we have to continue to remind everybody that this is a marathon and not a sprint. A sprint. A sprint is something you can run 100 meters, sharp, yeah, done. Because you know what? They have the resources. They have the people that they have managed over the years to use the same weapon that they have been using for decades, weapon of poverty. And wherever poverty thrives, yeah, crime thrives, and what else? Religion and superstitious beliefs and expectations, and people building Eldorados in their head, they also grow. And that is the country that these people control. This is the country that you and I know with what is going on. Even the people that are trapped in it, who doesn't really know they are, if nothing is done, is heading for the cliff, down the hill. When it breaks, it will spill blood. And that is already happening. So when they come big. And I want you to be expectant of that and do not live in denial of it. When we tell people to not live in denial of the reality of what is going on in Nigeria, you who probably knows better should never live in denial of what is coming. Now the plan now is throw it to the south, not to the east. Talk about the reconciliation with the east. If the eastern Nigeria want to be given the presidency, they have to fight for it. And you ask yourself, what is fighting for it mean? By doing business in Nigeria where you pay tax there, by building businesses that are, that are transborder businesses that cut across all tribes, providing services that grows that same country. And what is that thing that actually will make you qualify as an Igbo man without any condition to be the president of Nigeria that they won't find in Igbo land? Somebody who believes in Nigeria. You will find them in a lot, in numbers, in their millions. Because even as much as they know how persecuted they are, as much as it is evidence and on record, this persecution that's still even yet to abate or stop, you are giving them option of becoming president with conditions. These conditions is only attached to you if you are an Igbo man. Then you can live in denial of it. Everybody is doing everything in Igbo land. I'm talking about the politicians. Those who object completely to the idea of Biafra, they have pledged allegiance to Nigeria. They have, ensured that their people have no power, enough power to resist Nigeria and break away. Yes, they have done it. They have ensured that the poverty sharing, which Nigeria establishment represents, they ensure that their own people are also a sharer in this poverty that we talk about. Now, the issue of insecurity, where people said, let's defend ourselves, the politicians in the eastern Nigeria, it doesn't matter where they belong to. You will be a naive, it will be out of naivety for you to believe that Igbo politician is not also in bed with those who failed to protect you, protect Yoruba, protect everybody from where they come from. I mean, it will be out of naivety. I mean, I don't know what that means to you, because I don't want to use out of ignorance, but it can be out of denial. So they've pledged everything. Some of them have become minister. Some of them have become, they have made laws for the country, raise bills, pass this and that. Everything that should make them legitimate candidates for any position in Nigeria. But you know it too. The moment you come and they say it's Igbo man, you know it too. I'm a Yoruba man, and I am proud to be a Yoruba man. So they want to reconcile a country that is about to break up, that everybody is saying we want to leave. Now they said, we're going to give you the presidency, but you know it. An Igbo man is not going to get it. You know it. An Igbo man is not going to be the vice president. You know it. You know it. There's no parameter you want to give. Put all of them put all of them right there. It's based on how they are loyal to Nigeria, okay? Put all of them there to debate it. Tell you what they can do to build Nigeria. Put all of them there and let them be selected based on their qualification, and tell me there is no qualified Igbo man to be president of Nigeria without this biasness and suspicion and all of that. Now, you cannot live through that, because this condition or no condition is unwritten. Nobody wrote it anywhere. That, okay, the reason why an Igbo man cannot be president of Nigeria, but a Yoruba man, when they say the president should come from the south, a Yoruba man knows that except another Hausa, another northerner, it doesn't matter where it comes from, another northerner is running to be president of Nigeria on another platform, and you are a southerner, a Yoruba man, Igbo man, a Fulani man, a Kogi man, because there are many people. Let me tell you this, right? I am not trying to make it pretty much about tribe that much. But I want to point this out just to let you know that people who are asking that they are tired of the injustice, and these injustices are, in most of them, in fact, majority of these grievances about why some people are saying they don't want Nigeria, they don't want it anymore, we don't want to be part of it anymore. These injustices, majority of them, they have nothing to do with who is going to be president or who is not going to be president. Let me tell you this. An average Igbo man, an average Yoruba man, an average Hausa man, even an average Fulani man possibly doesn't really care who becomes the president or who doesn't. Until now. Because we must not deny that. Today, Nigeria has become so divided that people are now saying, if your man can treat us like this, we wouldn't mind our own man too to be there. But when you look at the real grievances of the people, they don't have anything to do with who wants to be president or who don't want to be president. Go and be whatever you want to be. But can you please let me live in peace? Build my family and protect them. Build and grow. Pay my dues. If I run foul of the law, punish me. Protect me when I am doing everything legit. Don't look at me because of where I come from. Treat me as you will treat anyone from anywhere in Nigeria. Because as long as I am legit, you should never question whether my loyalty, patriotism is true or not. When you question that, how do you then want me to do or react when all I believe is I have done everything? You want me to be a Nigerian? I'm a Nigerian. You want me to pay my tax as a Nigerian? I am doing that. You want me to obey the law of Nigeria? I am doing that. If I run foul of it, you will punish me. I know that. But right there, I can see those who are violating the law. I'm talking about the highest violation of any law of any country: terrorism, corruption, death, kidnapping. We see those committing them, and because of where they come from, they are walking away. Remember, this is not supposed to be it. It was supposed to be a country that everybody's interest is protected without caring where you come from. But in reality, that is not the truth. It is not the truth. Now, when you talk about that truth, they say, oh, you are just trying to cause trouble. No! We are trying to prevent one. And if that doesn't mean anything to you, look at it. Look at the people who probably never really said anything, right? But look at them today. They are either dead, incapacitated, displaced, or exiled. They haven't said anything. They were expecting the country to protect them. And while they are going through all of that, non-stop, right? They are watching the same government who couldn't care for them continue to advance for amnesty, protection, freedom, rehabilitation for people who are putting them through that. How do you define patriotism to them if you blame the victims and you defend the perpetrators? I mean, literally, what do you expect will happen? Now, we have gotten to that stage where everything is now about where do you come from? They have made public pronouncements. The people who are supposed to protect us, preach peace, act peace, implement policies that will indeed build unity. So when we are at this stage, rather, that people are now saying we are tired, we don't want anymore. We don't want to be part of this anymore. We are tired of your excuses. We are tired of your manipulations. We will no longer listen anymore. Now, here we are. Politicians are also scheming. You will now see them. Igbo politicians who want to run for election in 2023, who believe that they can be president. Yeah? They will begin to go after their own brothers, their own sisters in the name of Nigeria. Because if you keep asking for Biafra, that means you are going to deny them presidency.
Some of your brothers are going to tell you to slow down. Yes, we are going to have Biafra, but let us fight for presidency first. Do you understand? I am asking you to be prepared for it because APC, Egbekegbe, they have now zoned the presidency to the south. The Yorubas that are asking for Oduduwa Republic, legitimately, genuinely, and we are doing everything to tell our people why it is more important to demand for a sovereign region of Oduduwa people where everyone can look inward, plan together, grow together, design the system that works for us, the type of government we want, the type of economy we want to run, the type of education we want to run, the type of healthcare system we want to build, the type of infrastructures that are necessary and important for Oduduwa Republic, what type of tax system or taxing system we are going to build, how are we going to care for our children, the future, what will be the plan for the aged, things that matters, social security for every citizen, things that give you citizenship, policies that actually align with us and our own interest, things that we want to discuss with Nigeria but are running in contrary to so many other interests who believes that if Nigeria should entertain our interest, other people will suffer for it. And because of that, Yorubas have to bear the brunt of being part of Nigeria. Yes, the opportunity to tell Yorubas that it is possible to have a country that cares for you if you have a say in how that country comes to be. Now, your brothers are going to turn against you. Your sisters is going to turn against you. Your people that have been listening to you, the people you have been making sense to, why the likes of Tinubu, after 22 years, they couldn't at least push an agenda that represent the yearnings, the general interest of an average Yoruba son, an average Yoruba daughter. What are these supposed interests? Common interest, an average Yoruba son and daughter, an average household in Yoruba land. They want to be economically independent, able to fend for themselves, provide for themselves, own everything they want, legitimately, feel safe in their own land, where they are respected, whatever they choose to worship, whether they want to be Christians, whether they want to be Muslims, whether they want to be traditionalists, whether they want to be just somebody who don't want to believe in anything, whatever they choose is respected because they are the son and daughters of Oduduwa land in a project called Nigeria. These are supposed to be common interest where our own girl child, our children feel safe, where we actually develop an education template that make them, grow them to be at par with their own peers all over the world. They are supposed to be the future. We don't want the mentality of what an elderly see sitting down. A child or an adult cannot see it if he climbed, or if he climbed Kilimanjaro, or if he climbed 1,000 feet, he will not see it. This narrative, this analogy, this idea is archaic. Let's go back to 22 years ago. What was the idea? What was the vision saw by the likes of Tinubu? What was that vision of every traditional ruler who was alive 22 years ago and told the Yorubas to believe in one Nigeria, a one prosperous, safe Nigeria? Yorubas believed in their leaders. They voted for the political parties that their leader gave them. This was the political party that Tinubu used as a vehicle to come back to prominence. He became a governor. He became a godfather. He spread his own influence in the name of Yoruba. And for 22 years, where has that brought us? Are we safe? Are we prosperous? Are the future of our children secured? Are the youth who are supposed to be the leaders of tomorrow, yesterday, are they the leaders today? What was that vision? These are the questions you and I should ask. Even if you love Tinubu, even if you believe in the idea, even if you misunderstand or misunderstood somebody like me, even if my messages never came out right to you, all this while, you saw me as somebody who is rude, somebody disrespectful, somebody that doesn't want to understand that these elders, they saw something. I'm asking you, it's been 22 years that they told Yorubas, whatever it was, Yorubas believed in this idea of Afenifere and being part of Nigeria, or Aneze Ndi Igbo. They played their own political role too to encourage the Igbos to believe in Nigeria. And there have been so many Igbos, professional Igbos, who have come to contribute because the Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, who happens to be the political, traditional, cultural wing of the Biafrans, they don't like to be called that. That is going to ostracize them. It is going to alienate them. It is going to make them, according to them, it is going to make them foreigners in Nigeria. So they went to work too, because they also told people, we have a party we believe in. They didn't tell them the people behind the vehicle. It was PDP. Papa, deceiving, picking. The Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, they saw that. People bought into it. They registered to vote and they voted because they were told all they needed to be respected, to feel safe, to be protected, and at the same time, to be prosperous in Nigeria, anywhere they go, as Igbo man and woman, is just to believe in the system. And to believe in the system comes with sacrifices. They paid the sacrifices until they realized that it was all a scam. Yorubas, 22 years, that these elders, that they are asking us to respect, 22 years so far. Let's even just not blame them for the 60 years, because we know the roles they play for that 60 years, okay? So they told you, they told me, they told your father, they told your mother, they told my father, they told my mother, they told your uncles, they told your aunties, they told them that all they needed was just one more sacrifice, just one more. Believe that we can get a better country. 22 years. Where is that vision? So if somebody like me is asking you that question, if you are asking me today that I should respect old age, because old age, they see better. Old age, they are wiser. They say life is a teacher. The more you live, the more you learn. That you will learn doesn't mean that you are going to change. Because, let's do it this way. When you see somebody who is a foolish person, and you say it is because he is just being a young person, maybe a youthful exuberance, something you can call youthful foolishness. Yes, you will expect them to grow out of their foolishness as they grow old, as life teaches them more lessons, Abi. But you are wrong. Not everybody grows out of their foolishness, because some foolishness are more genetic. They are more genetic because when you look at some of these people that are supposed to be visionaries, they are supposed to be visionaries. They are supposed to be people who have the opportunity to see beyond what majority cannot see. Nobody, my brother. Thank you very much, as usual. People are resuming the protest. I decided to put that up because I don't want to miss it. Thank you for your super sticker, your super chat. They are supposed to be people who saw the future. I am asking you now, is this the future that Tinubu saw? And those of them in 1999. I'm talking about those who have repented and those who are still telling you that Nigeria can still work because they have another vision, because they are old people, because they are wise people. If they were wise, when their brains were still right, 22 years ago, shey this is the vision they saw. What makes you believe that? If they tell you now that they have another vision, you should believe them. And what makes you think I should believe them too? And what makes you think that people like us who don't want to believe them, we are wrong? I'm asking you all these questions. They are rhetorical questions. You don't need to give me the answers. As you are watching this, possibly you know the answer. You are like, that's true. Should I believe Tinubu? What do they have to offer? What are they going to do again? What is that thing that they have to turn things around and that will make you believe them than ask for a better country that they cannot give to you? So that question, you don't need to give me the answer. The answer is just for you to arrive at. Now, when you now arrive at that answer, if your answer is no, you'll be so stupid to actually listen to them in any way anymore. Like whatever they have to say, any opinion they have, it will be so stupid to listen to them. Not because whatever they want to say will sound reasonable to you. Yes, they will always sound kind of reasonable, but they are stupid stuffs. If they have all these solutions, people will not get to the point of saying we want to leave. They can't protect the people. That is obvious. Everybody wants to protect themselves. The people who can protect you, they are going to sway you and tell you that they can do it again if Tinubu or anybody. And this is where the division I'm talking about will come in, okay? They said Tinubu and Gandollar. Shall you get? People will tell you that devil no go give you. They say if devil, there is a saying that if the devil give you chicken for Christmas, when it comes to Easter, devil fit ask for your left eye or your right eye or both, or just turn you to a total mumu, though very valuable mumu. When devil can just give you something, devil, there's a saying, there's this popular saying, okay, if devil give you chicken, if you take your left hand, if you become deaf and dumb and all of that. And it is what it is. When the people who believe they control power, when they say, we are going to make you president, maybe all of you want to be president. We're going to make you president. Or we are going to just put you between two rogues. Is this thing I want to share with you. So we are hearing it too. They say it's going to be Tinubu and Gandollar. So Tinubu will be the one in the south. Gandollar will represent them in the north. And Gandollar will do a great job. Do you get that now? That's the Bobo. That's the Zobo. All right. Meanwhile, on the other hand, PDP and some of our brother who are still fighting you because you know that all of these things will end up in tears. They are fighting you that you are wrong because of Biafra, Abi. They are asking them to start killing you. They are enjoying it. You know why? They have small hope that since APC, don't F up, maybe the opportunity will just be for PDP. Some of them, if PDP come to power, from as Biafrans, they are going to have some leverage. They believe, it is all about selfishness. So some of your brothers who are abusing you on social media now, attacking you because of Biafra, and you are reading their name, and you are telling yourself, shut up your mouth. You are not from Igbo land. You are just a fake Fulani account. It is not fake account. Some of them, you know them, they are popular. Their hope is on PDP. They are waiting for, since APC don't mess up, now PDP could be the opportunity. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. The whole thing go end up in premium tears. Nigeria is meant to break you, okay? The only way you can't be broken again by Nigeria is if you have come to the reality like us. Some of them, the reason why they are opposing you is because they are waiting on PDP. And here is the dilemma. In PDP, they believe that if they want to win power, they have to bring somebody from the north. And that person must be a Fulani. That person must have money. And as it is in PDP now, those who are currently making money as illegitimately, because if you are a legitimate Igbo businessman in Nigeria now, you can tell us your story. You know what I'm talking about. Don't let people deceive you with Shebi Nonso is there. I mean, Nonso Motto is there. Shebi these people are there. Shebi those ones are. Just go closer and tell and ask them their stories. Okay? Some of them, to survive, they have to go and pledge their allegiance to the power that be, that control custom, that control what do you call it? Control the judiciary, control the Ministry of Finance, control the central bank, so that their businesses can at least survive. Buhari, ask them their story. I'm not talking about those ones. Those ones can put the money together, but their money will not go to PDP. You know why? If they try it, you will just see this, your beautiful, succeeding Igbo billionaire that is just doing his own jeje business. So inside Buhari, Nigeria, Abi, you just see that his business will just go poof. The way he's surviving is because codedly he don't pledge his allegiance. You be Igbo man, billionaire. They never call you. They never touch you. Baba, you go cut me soap. I'm not joking. If you are an Igbo man in today Nigeria, even if you are a Yoruba man, Yoruba businessman, and your money dey like this, and Buhari government never call you or they never touch you, Baba, you go cut us soap. Some of us go need the soap. The reason why they no touch you, if I see that soap, I will book my ticket to Nigeria. Make I just come do one weekend. You go cut us soap. I'm not joking. It is true. Some of them have done that to survive the Buhari's Nigeria. So if you see their money, they will never give it to PDP. So PDP, they are in that dilemma. Even Werewike, David Umahi of Ebonyi, Werewike of Rivers State, they are not bold enough, despite the billions they have access to, despite the billions they are stealing themselves, they no bond them well to publicly say as much as PDP dey, Baba na local champion o. Even Were Wike would rather negotiate to be deputy to anybody from the north. That is the dilemma. Are you with me? Peter Obi, who has paid, well, you can say he's paid all the dues. He tick all the boxes. If you are looking for Igbo man, we match everything they are looking for in Nigeria, that is even very smart. You will see Peter Obi, but no, forget it. Peter Obi can only be your president in Biafra. And you know why? Even PDP, they will not dare. They no go say. So even Peter Obi, as much as he himself, or if you ask him, he will tell you that I will be a better president, I will blah 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 blah. In a story. In reality, it is not possible. Yes. He would rather settle for something else. So in PDP, even Southerners, even Biafrans who are fighting their brothers and sisters in Biafra because of PDP, they themselves, they are not bold enough to say, we get person wey fit be president. They know say he no fit fly. Nobody will move the billions for him. Do you understand? They are now pushing Atiku again. Now look at the dilemma, okay? Whenever an Igbo PDP person or even APC Igbo want to criminalize IPOB, same way PDP this is not funny, right? Same way PDP Buhari idiot, Buhari did, I mean sorry, Articulutas, PDP Articulutas, APC Buhari did, who are from the southwest, the same way they will attack anybody talking about Oduduwa Republic. But the dilemma here is this, or let me say the difference is this. A PDP Articulutas will condemn a Biafran and tell him that Biafrans stand a chance of producing president if all the IPOB members can try to be nice, to be friendly, to pretend that they love Nigeria. So and try and love Adamu, and try and love Umoru, and try and love Adekunle, and say they love them, and pretend like everybody else, so that Adekunle can love Emeka back, Musa can love Ngozi back, and Abdullahi can finally say, DK is going to be his brother from across the Niger. So the PDP wants IPOB to do that so that they can get president. But you know, in reality, they know say they no fit. Money no day to do it. They need an Atiku. Atiku we personally gave 6 billion to APC. Person we personally spent over 10 billion for his own to be president. Even when some of the PDP governors don't go hard money. Do you get that now? Atiku get the money that is also managed. Alibotin know all these things that they have looted. All of a sudden, multi-billion, you know what I'm talking about anyway, right? He get the money. And that is their hope. So for 2023 now, my brothers and sisters, people will attack you because you are asking for Biafra. You will see your brother explaining to you why Atiku should be president, so that an Igbo man can be deputy, so that when Atiku finish, Atiku has promised them he's going to do just 4 years, so an Igbo man can be president. Yes, as if to say, oh man, you remember that was what they told you too, as the Yorubas, Abi. It was meant to be an easy ride. Whenever Buhari finished, Osunbade will take over. No be so. It shouldn't be all this yam pepper scatter. It should just be an easy peasy thing. Abi, now today, all of you are going to be paid. Those of you at Tinubu, Lagos Abobakus, your job is to go and tell me. Imagine somebody paying you or somebody telling you to come and tell me that it is the right thing to do to defend a Yoruba man to be president. Something they told you 6 years ago that it was going to be an easy ride. All you needed was just to, vote Buhari and think Osunbaju. Remember, 6 years after that, somebody is going to now tell you to come and tell me that we have a lot of work to do. But it was meant to be easy. I mean, they were supposed to deliver and nobody should even question it. You know what I'm talking about? Buhari should just come out and nominate Osunbade, and everybody from everywhere should just agree. Not be waiting there and tell you be that. I be your Stockholm Syndrome don't reach this advanced level. I been a selective amnesia. Selective ignorance. Or is it just a living in denial? Come on. I will remind you. My job is to remind you. I am reminding you now. Was it not supposed to be an easy ride? Are you not supposed to just be getting ready now and waiting for the next crown prince? Are you supposed to convince me? Are you supposed to tell me reason why Osunbade should be president again? I've been at Tinubu. Some of you are not even talking about Osunbade anymore. Some of you are. This is it, oh. People are going to be paid to tell you that all of a sudden, they have found the solution. And all we need, just that. Let us just come together and forget all of that. Emotional blackmail. I understand. But we cannot just break up. Have you heard people with that argument, that line? It's a good thing. I support Oduduwa Republic. But you see, they're not just going to give it. They're not going to just do it like that. Let us, you know what? Let us take the power. When we take the power, then we can take anything we can do. Ẹ̀gbọ́n, orí yín ò pé rárá. Orí yín ò pé. You know well. At all. Is that not the same thing they told you then? And honestly, I really feel bad though, because there are people like that. Some of them are watching me right now. It doesn't make sense. All of a sudden, they now know what to do. And then you support Oduduwa Republic. Yeah, my brother, I support Oduduwa Republic. It's a very good thing. But they are not going to give us. Who are they? Are we not supposed to be living as better people? Because they told us that we're going to live as a better people. Because we deserve to live as a better people. Then the people who couldn't do that, who took us through this level, all of a sudden, they have failed us, killed us, do everything. And you think that because somebody is going to tell you this beautiful idea, ẹ̀gbọ́n, orí yín ò pé now. I mean, kò possible kó orí yín pé now. It is not possible that you are all right. If you actually think, you can actually talk to anyone and convince them by blackmailing them into be hopeful like you in people who have failed. Like it could possible now, and normally I actually feel I can help. I mean,
because I really wish I could really help. I really wish I could help. It's very painful, truly. I can't.
could possible you can be all right, and there are people that are going to do it. That's where I'm going, because there are people already doing it. How can you convince me that the people that cannot keep me safe keep our people safe? The people that cannot build viable economy that will give ordinary people job. I mean, come on. 24 hours electricity. It is not a rocket science. How do you want me to be I mean, apart from the fact that it's an insult, apart from the fact that it's an insult, if you ever think it makes any sense to whether you are a Biafran, whether you are Oduduwa, whether you are Arewa, I don't care what you want to, where that wisdom is coming from. You want people to believe in the same people, whether PDP or APC, and you're actually going to do that by telling them that you have a theory that once this person becomes that is a very close to what? Come on.
You think say they're wise? You are a mumu man. You are a mumu man. And then throw the guy.
A mumu person. But there are people that are going to do it. But that won't stop us from talking. They're going to do a lot. They are going to try to overwhelm us. They are going to try to overwhelm us. They're going to blackmail you. They're going to tell you to wait. And let me tell you something. The easiest way for anybody to blackmail you is to tell you that they believe in what you believe in. Then turn around to reject that same thing you believe in by giving you an excuse that it's not that I don't believe in what you believe in. But how are you going to do it? They are not going to let you do it. But then ask you to support them, support him, to support the criminals. Because they have a theory that if you wait, maybe for some time, but when you look at it very well, there is no real plan. You are going to see Igbos, Yorubas, everyone tearing themselves apart. And the people who believe they control power, they are just going to watch you like, see them. They think that they're wise.
You think say they're wise? You are a mumu man. You are a mumu man. And then throw the guy.
It doesn't matter what he said there. So when somebody asks, then Maiyegun, what is the solution? Baba, you will arrive at your own solution. I have just told you, if you are one of those who are believing, and you are actually going to try and convince other people, simply because your instinct tells you they are not going to let it happen. Who are the day that are going to pay you, that are going to pay people to tell you that it's never going to happen? They asked the National Assembly invited the current Chief of Army Staff, Atahiru, the man that replaced Buratai the butcher. Buratai the butcher, the killer, the man that killed more than 10,000 Nigerians using Nigerian soldiers. The people who suffered the most casualties in the hand of Buratai the butcher are the Igbos, the Biafrans. They killed them, kidnapped them silently, disposed of their bodies, hide them away. The second people who have suffered in the hand of Buratai the butcher, they are the Shiites, where El-Zazaki is their leader. El-Zazaki, according to America, has been listed as a political prisoner in Nigeria. This was made happen by Buratai the butcher. Under Buratai the butcher, in 6 years, Nigeria terrorist group who were remotely in some local government areas in Borno State, they subsidized, they diversified the business of terrorism. They grew into other parts of terrorism that we've never witnessed before. They call them bandits and banditries. Yeah? Kidnapping, killing, raping, ravaging lands, and destroying everything that they come across. And Nigeria, that Buratai the butcher was the chief of army staff of, while Nigeria, that he was the chief of army staff of, was bleeding in the hands through the bullets of the invading terrorists all over the country. Their soldiers are also bleeding and killing their own citizens simply because they are identified as IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. So this, while Buratai the butcher was swimming in the blood of the people he sworn to protect, he was also smiling to the bank. In 4 years, they spent over 2 trillion naira fighting the terrorism, supposedly fighting terrorism, buying weapons to upgrade the Nigerian military to combat terrorism. But instead of them to end terrorism escalated in Nigeria. We now have all kinds of terrorists, starting from the president of the country, a ghost worker whose ghost is terrorizing his own citizens. Whenever he's outside the country, that is when they order killings and the massacring and cover-up of their own citizens. A ghost. In 6 years, more people have been killed. More people have been displaced. More people have been sent to exile. And what do you get? An arrogant, unaccountable military, security forces. Buratai the butcher, who publicly shot and killed over 1,476 Shiites in Kaduna, in Zaria, Kaduna, and killed many of them afterward. The man that supervised the killing of thousands of Biafrans, yes, killed thousands of them. Many of them killed in broad daylight. Python dance 1, Python dance 2, Python dance 3, until the ESN came. The same Buratai the butcher, a man whose image, wherever you have it, is dripping of blood of innocent people. Rather than him to face justice, rather than him to face prosecution and investigation for all these crimes, he got rewarded by Buhari, a ghost. Not just him. Why thousands died, millions displaced, billions of properties destroyed, and terrorists now kings in Nigeria, Buratai the butcher and the other service chiefs like him, they retired into a life of luxury, a life of opulence, which they have been living anyway, being generals in Nigeria, the generals that cannot fight war, the generals defeated by terrorists. They got rewarded. Buhari forwarded their names to the National Assembly to be made ambassadors of Nigeria, ambassador designate. They are now ambassadors after retirement, while they got rewarded with monetary and landed properties. for their great effort in keeping a terrorist in government for 6 years. The man that took over was asked to come and give account of all they have spent in combating terrorism in Nigeria. Rather than terrorism to end, it has become a multi-billion dollars industry that even America came out to say, we cannot help Nigeria because your military, as much as they claim to be fighting the terrorists, they are not. The human rights abuses, extrajudicial killing, kidnapping of innocent people, America is talking about those who have become religiously persecuted. These are documented evidence of crimes committed by the Nigerian military. They keep denying, but you saw what happened at Lekki Toll Gate. This is the recent one. You saw what happened at Obigo. You saw what happened in Olu. You saw what happened in Ewiri. You saw what they have been doing everywhere. You saw what they are doing in Aba. The whole world is seeing them, indicting them. When you give them weapons, it is either they give the weapons to the terrorists. How dare terrorists able to attack military barracks where the military live, where their weapons are stored, and the terrorists are overpowering them? How is that even possible? And they cut away all the military weapons. So for years, trillions of naira spent, billions of dollars borrowed, unaccounted for, and so many other properties abroad linked to these generals. Rather than them to account for this, in all of this incompetence and this collusion, the military, these terrorists have become stronger. Call them any name you want to call them. They are terrorists. Call them bandits. Call them Fulani bandits. Call them anything. They are terrorists, terrorizing the people of Nigeria, supposed people of Nigeria. But rather than the military buying all these weapons, borrowing all this money, collecting all these weapons from everywhere, rather than them to cut and they reduce the terrorism, the terrorists have become stronger, taking over the military weapons. They now have rocket launchers. They are able to shoot down their military plane, able to shoot down anything. Where are the weapons? Soldiers are complaining. They are not paid. Soldiers are resigning, leaving the military because of bad treatment, poor weapons. These whole things are documented. And America says, we are not going to give you these weapons because all these weapons are going to end up in the hand of the terrorists. And when you finally arrest the terrorists, you rehabilitate them, you release them. Who does that? And they go back there to kidnap again. When you give them money, you buy them weapons, they attack your barracks, take all your weapons. All of these things stinks of complete state-sponsored terrorism. And when your citizens react, you turn your soldiers on them, you bomb them, you kill them, you even bomb internally displaced people, refugees, in their own country. You bomb them. For what? We can't give you weapons. We can't give you all these quality weapons to go and give them to terrorists. The one you are getting, the money you are getting, they are ending up in the hand of terrorists. America said that. Yeah? And they now call the current one Atahiru. Atahiru, come and tell us. First, he told them, you can't call me, you can't invite me. You know this. This was the same arrogance of this Buratai the butcher. He never showed up. He will never honor that. It's like, I'm not working for you. If I come there, I just want to come and just entertain you. This same one is not different.
After an invitation and a summon, the Chief of Army Staff, General Atahiru Ibrahim, appears before the House Ad Hoc Committee on Arms and Ammunition Control. The committee is reviewing the purchase, use and control of arms, ammunition and related hardware by military, paramilitary and other law enforcement agencies in Nigeria. The Chief of Army Staff begins by explaining why he failed to honor previous invitations.
I was either in the northeast or southeastern Nigeria, or better still in the south. trying to ensure stability within Nigeria.
But the lawmakers want more than an explanation.
One would have expected that today that you are able to make this, honor this invitation, there would have been something that sounds like an apology for not being able to make it all along. What we have gotten is an explanation.
When you say I offered an explanation, it's as good as an apology. It only tells you the reason why I wasn't here, and the reasons are cogent enough. Even the blind man knows there are problems of internal security in Nigeria. So I think it suffices to explain to this honorable house, the way you work for the Nigerian people is the same way I equally work for the Nigerian people. I command the Nigerian army that is equally peopled by Nigerian representatives from everywhere you come from. Thank you.
When that dust settles, the committee asked the Chief of Army Staff to speak to the documents which he provided, but he declines.
Please, you have the floor. If you have this submission with you, so that you can brief us on it.
The submission before you speaks to the report before you. It is an executive summary. It is very self-explanatory to the extent that it has been periodized.
The Chief of Army Staff, who has barely settled into office, does not agree that he should be responsible.
He doesn't believe that he should be responsible to answer questions about whatever Buratai the butcher did when he was in office, because nobody is responsible. He knows that those people can never, who born them, invite Buratai the butcher. Invite him. Who are you? Do you get that now? But when they needed to pass and approve Buratai the butcher as ambassador, Buratai and his gang of criminals, they came there for verification so that they can become ambassadors. But this guy will not answer any question about the weapons, and he's now in charge. As a government, they are asking you, can you give record of all the weapons you bought with the money you have spent now that you are
provided? Speak to the documents which he provided, but he declines.
Please, you have the floor. If you have this submission with you, so that you can brief us on it.
The submission before you speaks to the report before you. It is an executive summary. It is very self-explanatory to the extent that it has been periodized.
The Chief of Army Staff, who has barely settled into office, does not agree that he should be responsible for purchases which he did not make.
The period for which you wanted this report, having been summarized in the executive summary, explains whatever details you will require. Issues of procurement that you so demand to get to know were done by specific individuals. I would rather prefer you call these individuals to better explain to you very specific issues.
Your appointment, we congratulate your appointment. That is the well-deserved appointment. But when the parliament call you, it should be civil. When the parliament call you, you should respect the parliament and address the issue within the parliament. We know that those individuals that were holding those positions were holding it under you, even under your predecessor. Of any investigation.
The lawmakers are also furious that the Chief of Army Staff has refused to follow its procedures and adopt the document which he presented.
What he has presented, he has presented to us an evidence, but he has to own it up, and it has to be on oath. And Mr. Chairman, distinguished colleagues, it is not the Chief of Staff that will tell us how to do our job. It is wrong.
Fearing further escalation, journalists are excused and the meeting continues behind closed doors. About 45 minutes later, the meeting ends and the lawmakers say the Chief of Army Staff has agreed to provide them with necessary information. Terry Ikumi.
information that you will never hear about again. They cannot account for the money they spent on ammunition. Now, do you see why everywhere is still? Can you see it now? He said the reason why he couldn't come was because it's either he's working in the northeast. The place Boko Haram have been killing people, kill soldiers, kill everybody in the last few days. And it's been like that since this guy came on. Kidnapping people in Kaduna. School children kidnapped in Kaduna. They said they released 5 of them from 39. What happened to the remaining 34? This guy said he's either there or he's in the southeast, killing Biafrans that hopeless Uzodingba or Uzodinjo profiles. Do you now see why there's nothing? If anybody is telling you that to hold on, these are the guys that are going to plan coup. When they give you the taste of that presidency, you are salivating for. Yoruba should be president. Is Igbo turn to be president? All of us, don't let them deceive you. If Yoruba man is doing all of this, they want to discourage us from the Olodo. You are a mumu man. Just wait for your time. You will come to your own reality. So you can tell that anything anyone wants to tell you, whatever they want to try to blackmail you with, it is not worth it. Don't buy it. Continue to hold your ground. Tell everyone you know about that. You should hold your ground because that's all you have. If you shift it, if you shift your ground, you know, as Nigeria, they roll on the hole, eh? So it be. Just like that. I have my reason for telling you because I know it's going to happen. So, and I'm going to sit down here and I'm going to be talking about it. Some of them are going to be attacking me as usual. I live through that season every now and then. You know, their election is war, but they have a bigger war that is even going to consume the election itself. Do you understand? But you, my friends, on the Temple of Truth, you know how we do it, eh? We tell ourselves because we can see ahead. We are the elders. Look at everything we have seen. Some of all these things happening today. Many of us have seen it, and we are not even 40. But when you see these elders who told you they are seeing prosperity, whatever Tinubu saw, Baba, na refugee. When Tinubu was saying he was seeing the future for Yoruba people, Oduduwa people in 1999, Alliance for Democracy, Democracy for Justice, Alliance for Democracy, Justice, Democracy, Justice, Oduduwa, Afenifere, all these things, eh? What was that vision that Tinubu saw in 1999? Now, is it the future that will make you Agbero? Today, some of the youth in Yoruba land, they are aspiring Agberos. Some of them want to become because when you see MC Olueran, for example, the likes of MC Olueran, who happens to be a role model to millions, so you don't have an idea. Is that the vision they saw? That all of us should be conductor, all of us should be all right, sir. Yeah, Baba, Ashiwaju universe, Ashiwaju Baba that Baba for the boys. Is that the vision? You go school, Baba. They told you that you are the leaders of tomorrow. 22 years ago, some of us were teenagers. 22 years ago, I was probably just 17 years old. So if they told you that Tinubu saw vision, even we are seeing better vision. Many people saw that once Buhari become your president, if you get visa, go use them. If you don't get passport, go get them. If you don't know, and if you don't get all of that, if you don't know how to fast and pray, Baba, go learn them. Anything, you go run them. When Buhari come, If they push you enter the wall, if they push you to the wall, you have to learn how to make a hole. So some people saw that when they said 1 meal a day, 1 meal a day, 1 meal a day. Did you not understand? Were that is disguising. All the were disguising then. The vision they saw, was it not 1 meal a day, 1 meal a day for our children when they go to school? Lunch. Abi? Now they have changed that now. They have changed it for you. 1 meal a day has become the routine of so many people. Is that a vision that you will give birth to your children and you will become a prayer warrior for a better life for them? Because you know that better life scarce. If you get whole lamb. No be so? Is that the vision they saw 22 years ago? What is the vision for the next 22 years? Eh? People are now, you see, let me tell you something. Practically, if you go to Lagos, you will see people trying to survive. That is normal nature of Lagos, Abi. But when you pay attention to the type of people who are trying to survive, the people who are trying to hustle you, right? Now, you will see where Alabaru, people carrying load, carrying heavy stuff, like that. And you will see somebody, even you will see some of these carriers, they call them carriers. They will help you carry when you buy stuff, they will carry it for you from point A to point B, maybe to your car or to somewhere you probably get a taxi or anywhere, right? In that same environment, you will see those who have nothing, their own job is to collect tax from the money you are going to pay to that person carrying that load. Right? In Lagos, not just in Lagos, in so many, but in Lagos, Alabaru, they pay owo loading. If you have a taxi or you have any vehicle and you have to stop by to carry anybody, you will pay owo loading. Owo loading means you pay money, the right to load anywhere. They have different uniforms. They legitimize all of that nonsense, okay? Owo loading. Then somebody is also collecting owo loading from another person who is a carrier. They call them carrier in that same vicinity. Every morning, all these people subjected to this life, the one that is carrying load, the one that is carrying a load with car or with her head, the one that is collecting money from them, they will all go back home every night, wake up every morning, and go to their place of work, they call it, so as to go and terrorize themselves more. You know, the people who now put them in all of this, they are the Baba. Baba. Oh man, if you see Tinubu Hotel, Baba, you go pray to God to bless your child. You will pray that God should bless your child. He didn't believe that his child deserved a proper education to build a life that probably will build a better Oriental hotel, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that at the end of the day, oppression versus oppressor, they will still come back to defend the same people who put them in that oppression, okay? Now, I'm asking you, say that was the vision 22 years ago, that you are going to become Alabaru, or you are going to be collecting tax from Alabaru because there is money there. And there are many, many others that I can give you instances of. Say now the future. So what is then going to be the 22 years vision of these people for you? If 22 years ago, this is the vision, Abi no be the vision be this, that we are all going to be buying guns to defend ourselves against invaders. So they have built that vision, in my own opinion, that vision they had 22 years ago when they sold democracy to you.
That vision is that today, you and I, we have to fight and aspire, to perspire, maguire to acquire, and then to require, then to what? To become another oppressor. Wait for your time. I'm waiting for the time I'm going to be oppressor too. My time will come. Now your time. You know that mentality. That is the vision they have. Today, people are waiting for their turn. If not me, you will listen to something say, can you imagine? Somebody that just, because he's a senator, and he slapped that woman. What is wrong with people? He say, look at that woman self, calling the senator stupid man. Baba, let us be honest. Let us be honest to ourselves. Let's be honest. If not me too, a senator, do you even understand what a senator is? A senator. Senator. If you see a senator, you have to respect yourself. That woman was just talking and talking and talking and talking. See, if I am a senator, if anybody talk to me anyhow, I'll just tell my boys, I'll just tell the security, you know what? Oh yeah, grab. Have you ever seen people like that before? Telling you what they would do if they have the same power? Just because they feel like maybe the people they are talking about, if they were in their shoes, they would do more. Have you listened to people like that? You have been reading comments like that. Go on Facebook. If you want to see people who want to tell you what they will do to Nnamdi Kanu, if they were supposed to be Buhari, then you will realize that this is the country they have created. A country where everybody is waiting for his own turn to oppress. Do you understand? That's the society, that's the country. So what is the next 22 years plan? People who made this country now a country of survivor, hustlers. Everybody is hustling everybody. Wait for your turn. Wait for your time. Baba, if now you go do worse. If now you go do more than that. Baba, stop complaining. Baba, if now me, I go just be, Baba, let us be honest. That is the country they have built for you. A country of, I'm waiting for my turn. Baba, if I get 10 million like this, I go first buy Benz. That one, when we say, if my landlord cross road, I go hit him, breaking leg. That madman, I hate him. If I get my first money like this, I'll just buy all the houses on this street. And I'll demolish everything because of my landlord. You see that woman, I wish. I'm waiting for the time I'm going to have money. Is that not the country they built for you? Is that not the country they are telling you to become united? Everybody is waiting for his own turn. Some people are now saying, me, I know they wait for my turn. No. I know they wait for my turn to be killed. I know they wait for my turn to kill somebody. I would rather go and fight for something that will make me feel safe, that will make me be a friendly neighbor, lovely neighbor. No be, what did they call them? Fake, what do you call it? Enemy friend or something like that. You get what I'm talking about? People have choices. We should continue to talk about this to build people's confidence. It's like to build their confidence, right? It's important. You may not really, people have told me repeatedly, and I so much appreciate all of that, okay? That, Maiyegun, just continue doing what you are doing. You may not really know how much people are being made to unlearn what they have learned and to tell themselves, to ask themselves some critical questions that normally they would never entertain, just for listening to you. Just continue doing it. When we begin to have this enlightened populace across board, the issue of religion, tribe, politics, and the rest of that, they will be so hard to use on you, on any of us. You can't use religion on me anymore now. There's nothing you will say about religion that will offend me. And I'm not going to say anything that will offend anybody about religion. And that is why I always like pretty much tell you, give my own caveats and say, well, if anything I'm about to say about this religion of a thing, if it comes out wrong to you, I don't want you to see it that way. It is not an attack on your belief. It is not an attack on your religion. And I might be mentioning names of people who have used this because these people have used that same religion to hoodwink people and to pass my messages across. There's no way I'm not going to mention their religion. So I do that because I am responsible for everything I say. I am not responsible for how you take it. But people have told me, yes, I get feedback. Maiyegun, just continue. Don't think we are not listening. Just continue. And I'm not tired. I can do it for as long as I can. So thank you so much for your time. When they come with all the deceit, we will be here to remind the righteous, to remind those people who are, to remind ourselves where we were coming from. Many of us were coming from believing that maybe Nigeria will work. But over time, we that are not elders, they call us, they say we are too young to see. We are too young to understand. We are too young to be wise enough. We are inexperienced. Then we ask them, how far with your wise, the people who are wise, how far with your wisdom, how far with your experience, how come we are now refugees in our own supposed country, how come we are now the poverty capital of the world, with your expertise, with your experience, with your wisdom, how come that we are no longer safe in that country? We are asking questions. We are profiling our solutions. You are telling us our solutions are wrong because we can't see the future. We have no vision. Did you see the vision that you will be killing us like this? Did you see the vision that terrorists will be kidnapping us? Did you see the vision that our children will become slaves? Did you see the vision that our people will be sold as slaves by terrorists that are now powerful than the military, powerful than the government? Not because they should be, but because they are the government, right? Did you see that vision? If you tell us that you saw the vision, why didn't you tell us? And what did you do to stop it? Now that we are here, you are telling us that we are wrong. To see a vision of a country where we are all included, where we have a say on how we are governed. You said we are wrong. We are calling for war. Did you see the war that is now taking us 22 years ago and you didn't tell us? Then your evil mind, your blind, selfish vision will not be accepted or acceptable to all of us this time around. We have history. We used to believe, but we no longer believe them. And we believe in our own dream because everything we told you will happen has happened. It will continue to happen if we continue to follow these blind people, these selfish, greedy criminals. I don't care where they come from. I don't care what politics they play. But do you? It's up to you. Thank you so much for your time. I'm going to see you some other time. And if you have the time to join me, please do. Set your notification. Subscribe to Maiyegun's Diary Politico. You won't miss anything. I mean, if you haven't. But if you have, give me that thumb up before you go. That thumb up on the video, under it. Give that. And I'm going to see you some other time. Learn your Oduduwa anthem again. If you have the time. Good night.
Kashishe
àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní má ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ̀ bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ.